dressing area, to be honest. Y'all seen that now because I showed you my dressing area and my perfume, updated perfume collection, or what perfumes I'm wearing the most right now. I got collection. They're all over the house. I don't even know where all my perfumes are. Some are in my purse. Do y'all do that? Do you keep a little one in your purse? I'm sure I do. Alright, then we need a smudger with that same color. I'm going to get it a little bit wet, and I use my spit because I do not share makeup. And so I'm not worried about, you know, transferring bacteria from my body to someone else's. This is my bacteria and you can't have it. Okay, and now I'm just going to run that same color through my brow. It just kind of recolors, repositions these brows because they are a little bit sparse. Straight up, just little flicks. And one little tail at the end. See, that just kind of, and if it's too strong, then what you can do afterwards is just take your spoolie and brush through them. Now keep in mind, I'm also not blended at all. See how as I run this through there, it backs up the color that's, well, certainly the color that's already in the eye area, so that kind of looks nice. But it also is just kind of filling in where I might have some sparse hairs, but not like drawing a line. So honestly, I like doing my brows this way better than using an actual liner. I use liners sometimes, but I just feel like this looks a little more natural. Now it's overdone. So like I said, when you get a little overdone, when you get a little too excited, what do? You get your spoolie and also get a fallout brush. Fallout brush is a dual fiber. See how it's light on top and dark on the bottom? And sure enough, right on the side of my nose, there's fallout. Look right there, there's fallout. See it? Just flick it off. Because the fibers underneath keep the brush tips kind of to where they'll flick it off easy and not absorb it. They kind of stand apart, if you see that. Just make sure. It's also a great brush for, I would use two different ones. I would not use the same one for a different purpose at the same time, but you could use a dual fiber brush also for putting on highlighter. Or blurring, they're very good for blurring. So I'm going to now take a little spoolie brush and just brush through my brows. And as I do that, it's flicking off some of the powder up above. So what I'm going to do is get that dual fiber again, and I'm going to flick that off. See how it just flicked it up there? Just get rid of it. Here. That also diffuses the color a little bit so your brows aren't so dark. Now, if I want to, and I'll just go ahead and do this because it doesn't matter, I could also take, what is this? This is the Morphe E18, and it's just probably good for, it's dark instead of light. So instead of really touching on the inner, if you ever want to do like an inner highlight, I would use a light tip. And I'll just show you. You can just barely tip that little inner area and it really wakes it back up. So that's what the light tip ones are for in my book. The dark tip ones are for really making that outer V pop. So I'm going to use this black, and I'm going to stay literally where this V is. Tap it off. And all that does is kind of a little more definition. You see the difference? There's not much, just a little more definition. And I'd say this is pretty pigmented. Just kind of make the outer V darker. For some reason that side's not really picking up. Let's try it again. There it goes. Maybe I didn't have enough on there. So see, that's all it does. And that just, especially if you're going out later, that just makes for an evening wear look. And since I'm in the middle of the day, I don't know why I did that. But anyway, just to show you. Okay, now we need to get a good blender brush. Blender brush, and blend. Let's blend out those lines right there by the nose and right in that transition area just a couple of times. right there, just so that there's no lines. And then this edge, just kind of swirled backward. Flip it and swirl backward, just so there's no line right there. That's all the blending I need to do. And then once I add liner and I add mascara and all of that, then you have your look. Get my mouth dry. Okay. This is, who knows? Who knows what this is? I know my 2 winners know. Because I got presents. Here you go. Because I just had a sudden desire to make a contest out of getting ready last time. And for anybody who could tell me what my lipstick color was and my foundation color was, I did the first 2 because I couldn't tell who got it first. And Marsha, I'm mailing yours today. I had to go. I went ahead and sent the first one. I think that was Jessica. And but because I hadn't planned on doing that, and I said I would only gift 1 person, and then there was 2 of you that got it about the same time. Then I needed 2 gifts, so I went and got some more. It's not exactly the same. And Marsha, I got a little something for your mama, because I heard her. You said she in the background heard me coughing and said, "Oh, that doesn't sound good." And I thought, you know what? I need to get a little something for mama. So that'll be in there when I ship that today, hopefully today. All right, and then I need to do liner, so I'm doing this It Cosmetics No Tug Gel Liner. It is the best. Look, it's so no gel. I mean no tug, that because it's gel and waterproof. Look at the difference that makes. So sexy and pretty. Usually I would touch like that and pull down. I don't even have to. Look, I can do this. Just put the tip right on the end because it's rounded now. I've used it a few times. When you first get it, it's a little too pointy to do this, and then it starts rounding out the more you use it. And look how I can do this without having to pull the flap down. I'm done. And then when you blink, by the way, like that, it gets your tight line. The tight line's the upper lid. Some people will literally hold their lashes up and do that. I ain't doing that. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with it. Y'all, I forgot my eyelash curler again. What is wrong with me? But what did I use the other day? And we were like, man, that worked good. It was this. It was the Maybelline, the Colossal Big Shot. You can get that at your local drugstore, Kmart, Target. Everybody carries this, y'all. Grocery store, drugstores, everybody's got it. But I'm going to get that off a little and that off a little. Oh, I didn't do my liner. I need a liner. We'll just use, what is this? Fierce Flicks. When did I get this, y'all? It's one of the felt tip liners. So I don't normally like those as much, but I'm getting to where I like them pretty good because they're thicker. This one's actually pretty thin, so I wasn't expecting that. The Tarteist one is thicker. And so it is a little easier to get a wider line, a more bold look. Now this is thin, and that's fine too. Sometimes I like it thin. Y'all know my DHC. Who knows that my DHC is my favorite thin liner. But I am getting where I don't mind a felt tip because it does make a nice thick line. That's medium. It's not thick or thin. So let's do this one. This does not have good coverage. This is just a little cheapy throw in from something. And I can see why it's a cheapy. It does not have a lot of wetness. Or maybe it's just old. This may be the last time, or it's the last time I need to use it, because it's not putting down much color at all. I'm only having to work it. But it is nice and thin. It's not very, I don't know what to say about this. It's not giving me a point at all. It's actually making more of a mess than helping. I'm not crazy about this brand. At all. I think that with this dirty tissue is going to the potty. Not the potty, the trash can. Maybe that was Freudian. Okay, so I, without eyelash curler, I'm going to tip out the ends of my lashes and just come through and just be done. Do a little wiggle, and that gets in between either side. Did that really just hit my knuckle? It did. Because I'm going so fast at this point because I've got some work I gotta do. And I need to hurry. There we go. Tip it out, tip it out, tip it out. Get the ends real good. And then just comb it through. Wiggle it back and forth, wiggle it back and forth. If I've curled my lashes, I don't do so much wiggling back and forth, and I'll tell you why I don't need to. Because I'm more about focusing them up, and I'm going to go really slow since this is waterproof. When you go slow, it does tend to hold the curl a little better. And then I'm going to just get back and forth on the lower lashes. I think I'm just like yesterday, I'm using this. I think I'm only going to use one pass, because y'all know normally I like to do 2 passes. Just make sure everything's even. Even. When I say 2 passes, I mean I go back into the tube and get some brand new and almost start over, but I'm just gonna rake through this one more time slowly, and let that be it. Yes. Oops, I hit. I hit twice. What's my problem? Probably because I'm in a hurry. I think that's it. I think that's good enough. What do y'all think? Okay, y'all, that's it.